Garcia comes out immediately trying to establish his jab, looking for the first opening. But in a fight like this, the first one to make a mistake will pay a heavy price. Garcia shows off his hand speed, though in round 1 he only threw 30 punches, landing just a single shot. By the second round, Garcia begins pressing forward, taking the initiative with power punches. He lands both the right and left hands, forcing Davis onto the ropes, where Davis tries to hold on. One of Garcia's strengths is cutting off the ring, and he's doing it well here, showing a much more aggressive approach this round. Many believed Garcia needed to capitalize on Davis's typically slow starts, and this seemed like his moment. But in the heat of the action, Garcia briefly looks toward the referee, something you should never do in boxing, as you must protect yourself at all times. In that split second, Davis makes him pay. Garcia ducks under a left hook but walks right into a massive counter shot. Just like that, Gervonta Tank Davis drops Ryan Garcia, the exact danger Garcia's corner had warned about. Davis follows up with another clean shot, and suddenly the momentum has completely shifted. Garcia fires a left hook through the guard, trying to establish momentum here in Las Vegas after a cautious opening round. He misses with another left, and Davis immediately answers with a sharp right hand. Garcia tries a right uppercut, but Davis is watching closely. Garcia throws another left hook, but that's exactly what Davis has been waiting for. Known for his deadly left counterhand, Davis times it perfectly and lands clean. Garcia, as usual, had his head up high and off balance, feeling a bit too confident after landing a few shots earlier. That confidence cost him. Davis cracks him with a beautiful overhand left, sending Garcia to the canvas. To Garcia's credit, he gets up quickly, showing toughness. But the lesson is clear: don't force punches that aren't there, especially against someone as sharp as Davis. Davis keeps a controlling distance with his lead foot on the outside of Garcia's stance, giving him the perfect angle for that counter left. Garcia throws a check hook of his own, but Davis remains patient, mixing feints and jabs to set up his power. As we approach the final 30 seconds of the third round, both fighters trade jabs, knowing that each one could be the setup for something much bigger. Another strong round for Gervonta Tank Davis. That earlier knockdown surely had even Mike Tyson nodding in appreciation. In the corner, Garcia's team is urging him to keep his hands up and use the jab more, but right now his left hand, the weapon he's most known for, hasn't been a factor. That's a big problem against someone like Davis. Garcia tries to come forward, throwing his left hook, but Davis is reading it well. Garcia does land a sharp right hand, his lead right, but Davis answers quickly, winning the foot positioning battle again and setting up his dangerous left. Late in the fourth round, Garcia steps in but walks right into another clean left hand from Davis. Tank didn't need a setup. He simply timed Garcia and landed first. That's the danger. Davis is beating Garcia to the punch, punishing even the slightest openings. Garcia hangs on after taking the shot, clearly aware of the power he just absorbed. For Davis, it's impressive that he can land that lead left so easily, without needing combinations beforehand. His timing and ring control are putting him in charge of the fight. Still, Ryan Garcia hasn't lost belief. His corner is reminding him that with his power, he only needs one clean shot to turn things around. But as the rounds go on, Garcia's jab has started to disappear, which makes it even easier for Davis to dictate the exchanges. Garcia fires off a left hook. One lands, another just misses. But Davis answers immediately with his own left and digs to the body. Against Luke Campbell, Garcia showed he could be vulnerable when pulling straight back, and Davis is looking to exploit that same habit. Statistically, Davis targets the body far more often, around 30% of his shots, while Garcia tends to headhunt. We see that here as Davis goes downstairs again. One right hook is partially blocked, then another sneaks through clean as Garcia shells up on defense. Garcia is trying to apply pressure, but the output just isn't enough. Still, midway through the round, he connects with a sharp right hand, and then another. Those are his best moments of the fight so far. Remember, Garcia could have taken a tune-up bout before this mega event, but he chose instead to risk it all and wait for the biggest fight of his career. Those right hands show flashes of why. Davis, however, won't let him get too comfortable. Garcia swings big with a sweeping left hook that barely misses, but the danger is clear. Every exchange is a gamble, and Tank is reading those openings with precision. Notice how Davis keeps feinting without overcommitting. He only throws when it matters. With 45 seconds left in the round, Garcia edges closer, trying to close the gap. Remember, Davis promised he didn't just want to knock Garcia out. He wanted to punish him first, then finish the job, and he predicted a stoppage around the 7th or 8th round. Garcia manages to land a right hand as Davis carries his left low. That punch wasn't perfect, but it connected cleanly, and Garcia follows with a few more rights, some glancing, some sharper. It's one of his better stretches in the fight, showing he can still find openings. As we enter the second half of this 12-round showdown between two undefeated fighters, Davis reasserts himself. Garcia's lack of activity in rounds 3, 4, and 5 allowed Tank to take control, and here Davis drills him again with a straight left. Garcia answers with a right hook, left hand combination, one of the few solid left hooks he's been able to land all night. He sneaks in another right hand immediately after, but just as momentum seemed to tilt his way, disaster strikes. Davis lands a crushing shot, and Garcia drops to a knee. The referee begins the count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's over. Much like his promoter Oscar de la Hoya years ago against Bernard Hopkins, Ryan Garcia is stopped in dramatic fashion. Gervonta Tank Davis remains undefeated, cementing his place as one of boxing's most dangerous finishers. Just like Bernard Hopkins once stopped Oscar de la Hoya with a paralyzing body shot, Gervonta Tank Davis finishes Ryan Garcia in eerily similar fashion. A perfect historical reference, this was Tank's moment, and his body punch proved decisive. What's remarkable is how subtle the finishing blow looked in real time. Many didn't even see it land. But on replay, there it is, a perfectly placed straight left hand to the liver. At first, Garcia seemed fine, but then the delayed reaction set in, his body simply shutting down. It's worth noting, Garcia himself has hurt opponents with body shots in the past, even scoring knockdowns. But tonight, he was on the receiving end of one of the most punishing liver shots in boxing. As Abner Mares pointed out on commentary, every fighter who's taken that kind of shot knows it hurts more than a clean head punch. We see it clearly on the slow-motion replay. Davis sneaks in the left hand, boom, right on target. Garcia tries to fight it off, to suck it up, but the pain overwhelms him. He takes a knee, hoping maybe he could recover and avoid more punishment. But his body won't cooperate. And just like that, one of boxing's most anticipated showdowns ends in shocking fashion. Not with a headshot knockout, but with a brutal, precise body punch that sealed Gervonta Davis's victory and kept his undefeated record intact. Davis didn't need full leverage on that left hand, just perfect placement. And that's exactly what he delivered. He landed it at the ideal spot, and the moment it connected, he knew the fight was over. Nobody expected Gervonta Tank Davis to stop Ryan Garcia with a body shot. A knockout by headshot? Sure. But a single liver shot ending the fight? That shocked the boxing world. It was a short, compact left hook that made Garcia's liver quiver, forcing him to his knee and keeping him there. Many believed if body punching was going to be the deciding factor, it would be Garcia doing the damage. Instead, it was Tank Davis who proved he was the superior body puncher on the biggest stage. History repeated itself, just as it once did to Garcia's promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, against Bernard Hopkins. Headlining his first pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Davis delivered a career-defining moment. The smile on his face told the whole story, still undefeated, still devastating, and now perhaps the new face of boxing. And fittingly, that perfectly placed left hand has already gone viral, a highlight destined to live on for years.